Now, if you guys out there like me, man, you thinking hard about buying the new Apple HomePod Minis, just know that there's actually one thing. There's one thing that you're going to actually have to buy that Apple didn't tell you guys about. So go ahead and stick around in this video to find out what it is. What up, y'all? CKid Tech here, man. And today, Apple actually announced the latest lineup of Apple products, man. They kick things off. We're talking about the Apple HomePod Mini, which we're going to actually talk about that here in a second, because you got to make sure you know what you have to buy with it in order for you guys to get it to work how you want it to work. But let me just say this, Apple, bravo again, man, on the presentation of the entire event. Bravo, man. I was sitting there right here on this couch on Twitter today like, dang, bro, you see them smooth transitions? Like, for real. Other companies out there, y'all need to take notes on how to actually run a virtual event, because Apple got this thing on lock and down pat. But then again, man, I wouldn't expect anything less from Apple. So next thing, man, they showed off was the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12 Pro, as well as the iPhone 12 Max. 4 different iPhones. I just talked about them in my previous video. If you haven't checked that out, wait to the end of this video. Click on the video that's going to be on the end, and then you can check it out. Then there was a secret product that they didn't even mention during the event that they snuck out on their website, which are called Beats Flex, which now that the wired earphones that are no longer going to be in the box with the phones anymore, this move actually makes sense of the $50 price tag to give people an affordable option if they don't want to actually shell out $250 for something like Apple AirPods Pro. But more on that in a whole nother video. So let's go ahead and get back to what you guys are going to need to know about this Apple HomePod Mini that they actually forgot to mention. So the HomePod Mini comes in 2 different color options. It comes in a white and a space gray at $100 a piece. Now, 2 things I want to talk about with that. First thing is, I wish Apple would have actually given us the same color options that they gave us with the iPhone 12 models, especially that blue color. That blue color. I'm telling y'all right now, that is going to be the color of choice for most people. Now, I would have liked them to actually carry that over to these to give people more color options, but I get it. They have to stretch it out to 2021 for the 2nd gen. It's probably when they're going to give us the colors there. Then there comes the price. Now, I know you get a lot of features and cool tech with these, which we're going to actually get into all of that here in a second. But let me know down in the comment section below. I'm curious, how do you guys actually feel about paying $100 for a single smart Bluetooth speaker? Although it's Apple, it's still just a smart Bluetooth speaker, just like the Google Home Mini or the Google Home Max. Now, I actually got a bunch of those actually laying around the home, which are just $50, literally half the price of the Apple ones. That sounds good, it looks good, as well as it has Google Assistant built in. That is the best smart assistant that is out on the market today. Now, answer that for me down in the comments right now, how you guys feel about that. Now, I'll go ahead and run a poll for that down below in the comment section below. So let me know. If it's too expensive, then tell me in a comment, or if you don't actually think it's expensive, then go ahead and give this video a like. And if you guys are somewhere in between, you're in the middle, you don't know, then go ahead and just comment and like the video anyway. Now, I haven't actually heard the sound quality out of these just yet, but when the original Apple HomePod came out, I was literally one of the first people to actually have it here on YouTube, and I gave it a lot of praise in the sound quality department because using their room filling technology, and it just makes the audio sound so filling with that 360 degrees. No matter where you guys are placing this in your room, it's gonna sound good. And the fact that I didn't even have to yell over my music that I had playing just to get Siri to actually hear me and acknowledge me was also a huge bonus. Now, although Siri was not the best that's out there, especially when it came to that one, because it was a different Siri than was on your actual phone. It was like Siri on the HomePod was dumb and Siri on your iPhone was somewhat smart. But I'm assuming with this one, this version, this edition, they pretty much fixed that and rectified that situation. But here's where things to me get a little dicey, especially when you actually start throwing around that these things cost $100 a piece. Yes, I'm still going back to that. These things are $100 a piece. So they mentioned, man, a feature where you guys compare 2 HomePod Minis up and play them in a stereo setting where you can get the right audio channel in one and then you can get the left audio channel in another. But what they didn't actually tell you is that in order for you guys to pair these up to something like a TV, which is something that I sort of plan on doing on the TV right here behind me, and removing the soundbar, because I just don't like the soundbar being up there with all the wires and all of that up there. I just want to kind of clear that off and just not have nothing right there. And I would rather just have them play via Bluetooth, but the only way you can actually do that is have it run through another Apple device using Bluetooth 5.0. Now I know what you guys are probably thinking, which is the same thing that I was thinking, is that if this has Bluetooth 5.0, why can't I just connect it up that way? Well, somehow Apple has locked it down to where it will only Bluetooth to other Apple products, which I'm not gonna lie, it actually feels like it limits these if you guys are not an Apple user. So for example, in order for you guys to be able to pair this up to a TV or something like this, you would need to have it run through an Apple TV, which means you gotta run out, spend more money on an Apple TV in order for you guys to be able to play these up and pair them to a television. Now I will say this, now lucky for me, I do watch a lot of app-based content like Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max and stuff like that, but you're probably saying to yourself, well, I don't have to worry about that. And you would actually be right if you are already an Apple user. But let's say that you're somebody out there who has a Galaxy Note, for example, or you got a Pixel device and you want to be able to pair your device up to that HomePod Mini and play your Spotify or your Tidal music through it. You won't be able to do that using normal Bluetooth technology. Now, I'm not too bothered by this because I'm already an Apple user and I was already going to buy Apple TV anyway, but I do feel that this is something that you guys should be aware of before you guys run out, spend your money on this, and you get it home trying to connect it to your TV, and then nothing. Now, one cool feature that they talked about that I feel does take these smart home speakers to the next level is that they have an intercom system. Now, this is not new technology, not saying that it is, as we've seen this, and I've been using this on my Google Home Minis throughout my home for some time now, and I do like this feature. But Apple took it actually a step further and said you can actually access your speakers from anywhere in the world. But in Apple fashion, man, Apple went ahead and took it a step further and said you can now access these speakers from anywhere in the world. So for example, let's say you're in your car, you got your Apple CarPlay up, you're driving, you got your music blaring, but you want to now be able to communicate to your family back home in your car without actually picking up your phone. For example, you can just press on the button or whatever inside of the car and it will access your intercom system back home, and you can ask them, you know, what they want to dinner or what they want you to bring home for dinner, whatever. You can be able to do that. But let's say you say to yourself, well, Devin, I don't have Apple CarPlay and I ain't capping, I don't have CarPlay either. But you can also use this feature with something like your AirPods or AirPods Pro. You can actually access your HomePod Minis using your AirPods Pro. Now, they mentioned this, but they didn't actually say how this is actually going to work. So this is going to be something that I am going to be testing out here on the channel. But as well as if you have something like an Apple Watch, like I got the new Apple Watch, did videos on this if you want to check that out. But you can also access your HomePod Minis straight from your Apple Watch as well, which I just think is super dope, and you don't even have to be home. I just think that is just fire. Now, it's technology like this that I gotta say, I give Apple, you know, just a little bit of range to be able to raise the price just a little higher, but, you know, not by $50. I would have liked to seen it somewhere around $60 or maybe $70, and I feel like that would have been the sweet spot. But overall, man, Apple HomePod Mini, I think, will be a great addition to any home. I know from past experiences from using the HomePod that the sound quality will be amazing, and already using the intercom system on my Google Home Minis, and I know that that technology will work flawlessly as well. Just curious to actually see how it will actually interact with the iPhone and iOS 11, and just some of the cool things that I'll be able to do using HomeKit and, you know, other automations and different things like that. Again, don't forget to answer the question from earlier down in the comment section below. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments as well. Now, if you guys want to know more about the iPhone 12 and if you guys should upgrade, go ahead and check out the video right here. Peace. Yo, why you still here? Yo, fam, click on the video, bro.